Hi everyone, I'm Josie from Castelles Cupcakes and Bakes, and today I'm going to be doing some slow cooker recipes for the Hubb Pot project for the Hubb Foundation. So chicken pizzaiola, let me tell you a little bit where that came from. Mum and Dad are both Sicilian, and they have just filled me with so much culture and food. It's unreal when it comes to a bit of Italian food. So your chicken pizzaiola recipe is a great one for friends and family. You know, like a Friday night, you've just finished work, but you want to see your mates because your weekend's full with loads of stuff that you're going to do with the kids. So this one's a great one to get to see your friends and not have to spend too much time on cooking. You can do it in an oven. It's just like an all-one potter, chuck it in the oven. But for today, we're going to do it in a slow cooker. Pop it on in the morning, do your thing in the day, come home, and you've got a gorgeous meal, all in one that you can just whack on a plate, get some friends around, dip in some bread and some sauce, and away you go. So it is literally your chicken, potatoes, peppers, onions. You've got a little bit of white wine in there. You've got some honey, you've got some oregano, and you've got a little bit of chicken stock, and that's it. Just whack it all in, and believe you me, this creates a beautiful meal. So let's get started. Right, so we're going to start with olive oil. Olive oil, we're blessed with olive oil in Sicily, I've got to say. So olive oil, and you want around about 4 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of your slow cooker. And I think your olive oil, particularly with your sauce in this one, because this is a bread dunker, is lovely when you're coming to sweep up those juices with your bread and your butter afterwards. So we've got some olive oil. Then we're going to add to that some onions. I've used half of a large onion, and I've used a white onion. You can use, do you know what? You can use any onion you want to. Your red onions tend to find probably a little bit more flavoursome, but for cost, if you just want to keep your costs down, your white onions you can just get for next to nothing, can't you, in a bag of 5 or 6. So white onions in there. Then once you've put your onions in, we're going to chuck in your chicken. So I've used chicken thigh. Chicken thigh I tend to find is a little bit more flavoursome, so that it's not your white meat, it's your dark meat instead of your chicken, a bit more flavoursome. I've also used the boned fillets and a little bit of the skin. I tend not to keep all the skin on when it's in a slow cooker. If you are baking it in an oven though, I would say leave your skin off, just trim off those loose bits because the skin can go nice and crunchy. In your slow cooker it doesn't, but it does add to the flavour. So cut off any loose bits that you've got and maybe just leave a little bit of the skin on your chicken. So go pop those in. I just used 1 pack of thighs. There's around 7 in here, and I would imagine that's plenty enough to feed a family of 4. Okay, so we've got your chickens. The next thing we're going to add is your peppers. So I've taken 3 full peppers and I slice them quite finely, really, I would say, simply because they kind of disintegrate a little bit in your sauce. And for kids that aren't fussy about veg, it's not, they won't notice it that much, but it also really adds to that flavour. I think the chunkier you go, it's not offensive. Cut them however, whatever size you want, but for kids that are fussy with veg, I would certainly say go a bit thinner because they do kind of disintegrate a bit in your sauce. Okay, so just whack in your peppers, easy peasy, really not that challenging, promise you. And then the next thing you've got is your potatoes. So I just buy baby potatoes. I keep the skins on, I do rinse them, and I just trim off any bits that look a bit bruised or whatnot. Again, if the kids see them, they tend to get a bit scared, don't they? So with your potatoes, just 1 little baby potato, I'll just kind of slice it in 4. That's all you need to worry about. If it's a bigger potato, that one looked a bit big. I've probably got about 6. Slice that into about 6 slices, but it's literally the size of your tater. So again, dead easy. Slice, quarter up your potatoes and then chuck them in. So this was a bag of 800 grams of potatoes, and actually I don't think all of these are going to fit in the slow cooker, so let's just get in what we can there. As long as you know there's going to be enough that you can divide between a family of 4, then you know you've got enough. And then any that you have diced up that you've not used, you can put them back in the fridge, and you can make some great potato wedges with them the next day. Okay, so that's it. Those are your main ingredients. The next thing we're going to do now is season. And let's add some flavour into this chicken pizzaiola, and I think this is the big secret really. So I love a chicken stock. Now with your chicken stocks, they do say, don't they, to use 1 stock to 250 millilitres of water. I literally add 3 chicken stocks to around 200 millilitres of water, just to really reduce that flavour down. The stock cubes that my dad swears by are your Knorr stock cubes, and not those stock pots. They don't seem the same. So these are just 3 of your chicken Knorr stock cubes in boiling hot water that have just reduced down, and we're just going to chuck that all over your chicken and your potatoes and your peppers and your onions. Okay, so that's your chicken stock. Next thing we're going to add is the all-important white wine. I've put in here around 4 tablespoons of white wine. Again, the concept of this is to reduce your sauce down. In an oven, it's quite easy to manage, and your stock pot, what you tend to find is everything kind of creates a lot of juice anyway. So I would say your 3 tablespoons is more than enough, purely and simply because you don't want to have it too watery, because it won't reduce down as much. So let's try and put as little liquid as we can, because your chicken and your potatoes and your peppers are all going to add to that liquid. We're next, and the last bit of liquid that we're going to add to this, but it is kind of a little bit thick with this one, is your honey. Honey and chicken, you just, honey chicken, chicken honey, yeah, no, honestly, it works so well. You're savoury and you're sweet, but it's not, some people love sweet and sour, this is more savoury and sweet. So your honey really does add to the opulence to that meal. It just gives it that lovely touch, and it just makes that sauce as well when you're dipping your bread and butter in it just beautiful. So let's add that in. And then we do need to season it. So your stock cubes, what I will say, are quite salty, so you don't need a lot of salt. Probably a pinch of salt will be enough. And then once it's all cooked, you can have lots of flavour. And if you do like a little bit of more of a savoury, salty flavour to your meal, then you can just add your salt afterwards. But I would say with your stock and just a pinch of salt, you've got more than enough. Some pepper, I have probably got a teaspoon of pepper in here as well. And then the secret ingredient that when it's cooking in the kitchen, that makes the kitchen smell gorgeous, and the kids run down and go, my gosh, what are we having for dinner? It smells beautiful, is oregano. Now I'm cheating here because I have got oregano that's come from my uncle's campagna in Sicily. So this has been farmed on my uncle's campagna, and it is beautiful. So that's nice fresh oregano. You can pick up oregano from any supermarket, and it's really, really reasonable. I would probably say I haven't needed as much because it's quite fresh. So I'd say go with I would go with a teaspoon of oregano. If you like a little bit more flavour, go with 2, but 1 teaspoon will be more than enough. Okay, so if you don't want to buy white wine, you just want to find a cheaper alternative, I just wanted to show you the stock cubes that you can get that are your reduced white wine stock pots. So you can use those as an alternative to white wine, particularly when it is that you use in your slow cooker food. So I just thought I'd maybe share that with you. However, I've always got white wine in, so that's gone in the pot. And that is your chicken pizzaiola recipe. And let's get it on the boil. So I've put the pizzaiola on a low setting, and you probably need it on low for around 8 hours. I would say if you're going to put it on a hot heat, then have a look at it after around 3 hours. Now this one's been on all night, so with this one the chicken is literally falling off the bone. So have a look and see how this has worked out, and this is kind of what you're plating up. So let's go for it. So as you can see, managed to get a bit of chicken there on the bone, so let's put that on, and it's literally falling off the bone. So when I was talking about those peppers reducing down, then they're literally just kind of very reduced, but they're so soft and smooth. And then you've got your honey glazed and wine marinated potatoes. And you've got your oregano all running through those juices. You can tell this is a favourite, can't you, mine? And it literally is easy, just a one plater. It looks really good. Friends love it and family love it to just dunk into. And look at all those juices. And there is some beautiful, beautiful juice in here. And it's just great for your bread. So look, got a little bit of sauce there. That needs mopping up because I've got OCD. So we need to just kind of get rid of that juice there off the side. So let's just mop it up with some bread. Dunk your bread in and away you go. Well, you know, got me done, hasn't it, really?